You mentioned problem solving as it pertains to CQB. So moving into OTC, which is the operator's training course, which trains you similar to, I guess the Q course as a Green Beret trains you up on how to be a Delta Force operator.
Mhm.
So one of the things that's pretty known about OTC is that it's very CQB heavy. So is that something that you think you either have it or you don't, or is it teachable?
Both. 100%. You have it or you don't. It is. There is a level of athleticness, that you have to have that happens. You see some. So doesn't matter how good you are at land nav, and you can carry a rucksack for a month on end. Doesn't. That's going to be our starting point, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be a world class hostage rescue operator. So that's going to be our starting point. And now we know you're the type of person we want. Can you do the job? And the truth is, we could probably get them to that level eventually, but that's part of the problem solving and assessment process. Is if I have to take this long for you to get good at something, and I have to invest this much time in you to get to a certain level, then you're not as adaptive as we need to be for the future problems that you're going to be asked to go forward on for our country. So even if the answer was yes, well, even if the answer was, yeah, we eventually, given enough time, we can get everyone to that level. That's only part of the problem. It's can you get at that level, and how soon can you get to that level, which means how adaptive are you? How quick are you at problem solving, identifying the problem, identifying the correct problem, and identifying the correct solution to that problem. So it is. People underestimate what a big mental game that it is. And some people have it, some people don't. Some people are in the middle and could get there, but getting there eventually still doesn't get you the prize.
That's interesting. So here, when you get picked up at selection, you go to OTC. You're a seasoned Green Beret at this point. You've done several combat deployments,
No.
and in OTC, they take you back to square one, where a guy is watching you dry fire a pistol at a wall.
Yeah.
So what can you say about that curriculum and just taking you all the way back and building you all the way back up?
They just don't care. They don't they don't care where you came from. They don't care what you did. They don't care how many missions you have. They don't it's almost, I don't know the best way to describe it. It's like telling a Major League Baseball player, "Hey, let me tell you how many home runs I hit in the minors." They don't care. Like, well, it's a cool story. They know they're at a different level. They're more than happy to show you they're at a different level, and they have the experience on missions that I would eventually go on to go. This is a different. This is different. This is a different problem set. They go after a a different set of terrorists that do not want to go quietly and may have some more security with them that guys I went after did not have. So they're very unapologetic about it, as they should be. They're the best. There's nothing to apologize for. There's no reason to say, "Hey, just trust me. You should do it this way. It'll be good for you." They just tell you this is the way you do it, and because of the type of people they are and what they've proven to be, you blindly follow it. And and we did, and at the end of the day, because you couldn't outshoot any of them, so you might want to do what they did to figure out how it is that they became that. And that is such a slow and painful part of the process, which is undoing all your bad habits. In fact, I can go for seven and almost say the more experience you have, at the end of the day, that's just more stuff they have to undo because you don't do things their way. And now everyone has to do things the Delta Force way. And so, especially when it comes to pistol shooting and trigger manipulation, trigger squeeze, trigger control, reset, they're going to make sure you don't have any bad habits in there because the bad habits that you can get away with here and there will show eventually in this 6 month course where they're going to take you through the most advanced stress induced course of fire and your bad habits will show. So they have to break you down to dry firing a pistol in front of a wall for hours. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Feel like it's like your wax on, wax
Yeah.
off moment. Like, really? Wash these guys' cars next?
Oh,
What
man.
is going on?
What's this the saying? Performing the commonplace under uncommonplace conditions.
Yeah. No, it just people want to hear some magical thing the Delta Force does, that we morph through walls or have these like tactics that no one knows about. They'll think you came from a wall as fast as they came through that door. It is on a level that to this day amazes me. But no, we just do the basics, and we do the basics way better than anyone else and way faster, and we get to do them more often. Now there's a couple tricks we got up our sleeves, but you'd be disappointed to know we just do it better than everyone else. We do the same thing, just better than everyone else.
Going back to you just made a comment about how fast everything is. You think that they come through a wall. And I got to ask you about during OTC, it's been said that in your training group, when your instructors are showing you how to hit a target, to show you just how fast it is, they will sit you next to a hostage and do a live fire run on the room with live ammunition.
The hot seat. I don't know if that's a myth. I've seen the videos. I've seen the recruiting videos of someone doing that. I've read the books, of Beckwith and Haney, talking about that. I don't know at what point we stopped doing that. We did not do that during my tenure. I don't think it's something we're looking to bring back. I don't know why we stopped it. I know it wasn't because of an incident, because I do know of all the fatalities and incidents that we don't hide anything. We painstakingly put everything out, the good and the bad, to learn from it. So I don't know when that went away, but it went away.
I think that's probably a good thing.
It's probably a good thing, but you know what? After that environment and given that, I'd sit down in that seat any day of the week and trust my guys to shoot right by my face. Wouldn't even think about it. So good they are.
So in terms of the other parts of the instruction, they bring in, let's say, a CIA officer to teach you guys tradecraft. Maybe they'll bring in an ex-con to teach you how to break open a door or break into a car and breach different targets. What was your favorite part of the instruction?
I think this is something that it's probably a misconception of the unit, is that they're cowboys and that they feel like they're the best at everything, and they're these prima donnas that can't be coached or talked to. And that is not the culture of the unit. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're asking the unit, who's the best in the world at hostage rescue CQB, I'll tell you we are. And I'll tell you there's no one that can come in and teach us about hostage rescue CQB. We are the best in the world at it. But we're not the best in the world at everything. I'm not the best in the world at jumping out of an airplane. I'm just not. Am I really good at it? I'm really good at it. But there's someone on a Red Bull team that I could bring in that has 10,000 jumps that can tell me a little bit more about specific skills. Do I believe I'm the best combat shooter in the world? Yes. Not me personally, the Delta Force. Do I believe we're the best combat shooters in the world? Yes, because they prove it night in, night out, with rounds going by them, that they'll stand tall and deliver a fatal round right back, more accurate than the one you sent them. They're the best combat shooters in the world. Are they the best shots in the world? Jerry Micklick may have something to say about that, and he's come out to the unit. Rob Latham may have something to say about that. He's come out or we've gone to them, and learn from them. So we will go out and find the best at a particular skill set and learn from them. We bring in drivers, we bring in shooters, we bring in guys that jump out of airplanes. If heck, we got tired of setting buildings on fire randomly, which happens when you're throwing explosives, throwing flashbangs, and you're in these Middle Eastern countries with these fluffy rugs all over the floor where the explosives are going off. It'll it's a good recipe for fire. So one of my teammates was like, you know what? I feel like we've set some houses on fire over the years. Yeah, we have set some some houses on fire over the years. He's like, you think it'd be advantageous for us to go do firefighter training and learn more about fires and how long we can stay in a house if it catches on fire? If we have to go, if we catch a house on fire and we have to save the hostage, maybe we should know about that. How long we have to stay in the house, how to maneuver into, and we were like, that's probably something we should know. A couple of months later, there we are at the New York City Firefighter Academy doing a week-long crash course in suits, in fire suits, and learning all about fires, and hanging out with New York firefighters on the back of trucks, going on calls, living the firefighter life for a week. It was a good time. So yeah, we'll go get expert instruction from a lot of places.
That's awesome. Man, I love Jerry Michalek.
Oh man, and his daughter's quite a shot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna take over the business.
Yeah. I mean, the unit's certainly got the budget.
I was disappointed with SF at times. Now, SF's one of those weird things. It's like my little brother, right? Like, I'll make fun of my little brother, but you better not make fun of my little brother. SF, I really could. I could sit here. If you only want me to tell you about the good things about SF, I could go for days talking about the good of SF and the coolest missions that I did within SF, and just things I wouldn't trade for. But I could also tell you some pretty bad things about SF, and aren't necessarily SF ODA problems. The Siege of Sodef was a horrible, horrible concept that really, many could argue, should have never been implemented. Within SF doctrine, the ODB isn't even supposed to be within the same country of the ODAs. They're supposed to work independently of a headquarters, and headquarters is supposed to do it from afar. I'm sorry, the AOB, which is the B team, the C team, or which they're rarely referred to, or battalion never moves forward with the B teams and the A teams. So the CONOP process, having ODAs do 40-page CONOP process to get out the door and fight bad guys, ridiculous. So it's a weird animal like that. But let me tell you what never disappointed. Delta Force didn't disappoint me from selection to OTC to my first team to my last team to the budget and everything in between. It was the Disneyland of tactics.
If you like this clip and you want to watch another, click here. And if you want to watch the full interview, click here.